All right, hello everybody, welcome back. Let's try to get this tutorial rolling. So all you need to have is your favorite code editor. I'm using VS Code. And you can download all of these images from my GitHub repository. You'll see that my assets directory is pre-populated with a few SVGs. We only use a couple of the ones that are actually in there. And then same with images. Really the ones that you need are creature alive, creature dead, and the grass. I don't think we're using the food that's in here, but they're all in there if you want to get that and download them. Additionally, you need to have high charts downloaded, which is also, I've got kind of a stripped down version of high charts. You'll see that I don't have everything in there. I just have the files that are needed. Run the charts we're interested in. So you need to have that, and the high charts directory needs to be placed inside of a directory called includes, or whatever you want to call it, but you need to keep your references straight. So I would call it includes for this. And then the other download is brain.js, also linked in the description. So have that downloaded and ready to go. You can get it directly from their website, or you can get it from my GitHub repository, which is linked in the description. Okay, so we will get started by creating a new file. We're going to call it index.html, and let's start fleshing it out. All right, so just our basic HTML tags here. And we're going to start with just some basics here. All right, let's see. In here. All right. Save that up. All right. We're going to open this file in a browser. One second. Okay, so I saved my file, and then I went and opened it in my browser. As you can see, you should have an empty document that says test. And I admit I am a developer. I'm not a YouTuber. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of learning as we go as to how to make this work correctly, how to make it work best for you guys when you're following along. So bear with me as I try to get things working smoothly for us. Okay, with that said, we've got a successful test. Let's go ahead and add something else. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is add a link to a style sheet in here, and we'll put a few styles on the document to make this look a little bit better. All right, so all right, so you should have a tag that looks something like that. Should look pretty much exactly like that. And we're going to go to our CSS folder, and we're going to create a new file, and it's going to be creature .css. Make sure it matches what you typed in the link up there. And let's save that document. All right, and then going to go into our style sheet, and let's add a couple styles to our document here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove any margin or padding that the browser tends to put on all of our elements for us. And I also don't type well when people are watching. All right. Put a couple styles on the body tag. Put background image on. And let's see, this is going to be in the images directory, and I think it's called grass. Right. All right. Let's see. Background repeat. And again, you can type when people. So that's going to tell it to repeat the background if the window is bigger than the background. And we just set the background color to transparent. And overflow equals hidden. Okay. Create a style for a canvas tag that we don't have yet. And make the height and the width 100% of its container. Okay. All right, saved. So let's find my window here. I'll refresh. All right. Oh. Okay, so I had a quick problem. I hit the refresh button and it didn't work. It looked like this. I opened up my console to find out I had a typo down here pointing to the CSS file. So we need to make it look like that. / images / grass.ping. Okay, and now we have ourselves a grass background. All right, so next, let's get the word test out of there, and let's put canvas in. And this first, this is going to be where the creatures are going to live. All right, so and we're just going to call this canvas 1. All right, so again, that's going to be the container that our creatures are going to live in. That's going to be their home in the world. All right, and let's see. So, all right, we're gonna throw a couple other divs in here real fast that we're going to use. So. All right, that's going to be the console at the top left. All right. All right. Typo. All right, and that last one, again, another typo. This one's going to hold the network visualizations. This is where the output of what the neural network looks like is going to go. All right, and we'll put another canvas inside of that. All right, see, I cannot type when people watch. right. And that's a canvas that the network is actually going to be displayed on. And okay. So that's looking good. Let's throw a couple of, let's save that file. And let's throw a couple more styles into our guide here. All right. And yes, I am looking at my existing code to write this new code. There is no doubt about it. Although hopefully me typing it in with you guys and going through it will explain everything that's going on in here, so it's not just a big mess of code that you copied and pasted in. FFF is white. Probably everybody knows that. And we're positioning this div. We're doing an absolute positioning on it, so we can specify where this is going to go. And that absolute is going to be with regard to the nearest parent that has a relative position on it. So, and it will be at position 0, 0 for that. All right. And we're going to use an RGBA, a little transparency on it. All right, so that is going to be white with some transparency added, 40%. All right, and that should make the that console window, that top is going to be the top left console window, should be 385 pixels tall and 300 pixels wide. And later on, we'll add code in there that will toggle the display these when we want by pressing a key. All right, so let's we'll put in the chart container, and we'll put in the style for it anyway. Absolute archetype. Wait a minute. All right, so these are going to give the consoles transparency is what that background color is doing on there, so we can see through, and we'll be able to see the features underneath. I knew I did that. All right. All right. Put in network visualization. Spelling this all right. Find out if I'm not. Let's see. Top. So you can see for each of these different divs that we have, right, with the absolute position going on. This first one is positioned at 0, so it's at the top. Next one, its top is positioned at 585. So container, that should be 385 for that one. See, thing I'm looking. So this one will be 385. So this is the middle one, and then this one right here is coming in down at 585. So this is our bottom container. All of them get a left 0. means they're going to be left aligned. All right. All right, let's see. Say a quick utility class while we're here. Call it hidden. And all right, it's going to be a display none, so if that class gets added, the element won't be displayed. Save our changes and do a quick refresh. All right, it's starting to take shape a little bit here. All right. Okay, so if you're doing everything right so far, you should have a window that looks something like this. You can see a little bit of strip of grass along the bottom here. And our canvas doesn't quite fill the whole window yet, but don't worry, we're going to get that. All right, and my console is open down here at the bottom. I'm going to close this. Shortcut in Edge and Chrome is F12 to open and close that. All right, so let's go add an event listener to straighten out this canvas here. All right, so we're going to load. I'm going to put some JavaScript up here. Yeah. All right. We're going to put in the main directory. Sorry about that. Main.js. Okay. Got everything right there. For some reason I feel funny about that. Okay, so since we did that, let's go over here and create a new file in our directory. Same directory as the index.html. We call this main.js. All right. Let's see. So gonna add an event listener. DOM content loaded. Run an anonymous function. All right. All right. Okay, I've obviously got some. There it is. There we go. Typo again. All right, so first thing we're doing here is we're getting a pointer to the canvas element that we created in our index.html. It's going to hold our world. All right, so right there we are going to set the width and height of that canvas element to be 100% of the width of the window. Let's just give it a quick refresh and see if that works. All right, it does work. So we're covering up the entire window with it right now. So that looks beautiful. No errors in my console. Looking good.